hand in stealing vehicles. Now, according to a statement by the police public relations officer, SP Josephine Adair, the breakthrough came after the Scorpion Squad on April 19 of 2025 arrested one Yusuf Yunusa in connection with a stolen gold Toyota Corolla reported missing from the Federal Secretariat. Now, she said further investigations led to the arrest of his wife, Blessing Yusuf, on April 25 in Kwali Area Council. I'm sure this will be a wake-up call to car owners to, if possible, get a car tracker, all right, such that if someone is making an attempt to even, get away with your car, you can easily be notified. All right. We've also personally observed, on a weekly basis, we take it upon ourselves as a radio station to go around, strategic locations in Abuja to just observe certain things for ourselves. And it's really, really disturbing that the trend of open defecation is still ongoing in the nation's capital. People are still defecating openly. They are still urinating indiscriminately. People are still, dumping dirt or refuse indiscriminately. And it speaks volumes knowing that this is the nation's capital. Something must be done about this. And while we, would like to call on the relevant stakeholders, the AEPB, the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, you also have a role to play as a citizen or as a resident in the nation's capital to always do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Now, this week, we visited some areas and we saw a number of people, elderly, the old and the young, as a matter of fact, defecating openly. Now, if you visit some of the, bridges that we have across the nation's capital, in fact, what is there? There's really nothing to write home about. The smell, the oh my goodness. You might just have to wear a face mask, and that would not even suffice, realistically. So it's really disturbing, all right? It's really, really disturbing. I did share a story about one controversial celebrity or influencer, the person of very dark man, last month, somewhere in Lagos, if I'm not mistaken, where he saw a youth, an adult, defecating openly on the road. And we know that it's very typical of very dark man to always be on, on the go with his phone, filming or recording. And fortunately for him, he captured this guy defecating openly, even though he had to blur genitals and all of that. But the guy's face was very, he didn't even blur his face. He wanted the public to see this person. But is that really enough to serve as a deterrent to other people who would want to just defecate openly? This is the nation's capital. Now we have foreign nationals coming in and out, trooping in and out in their numbers. What impression are we going to be living with these people when they leave Nigeria eventually? And how would you feel that a foreign national is in Nigeria and he or she is with their phones, and they just get a clip of someone defecating openly under the bridge, or throwing dirt on waterways, beating traffic, using one way? What impression are we going to be living with that person? And should that person decide to post such videos online, we are going to come out in our numbers to tongue lash the person. Keypad warriors, right? We start harassing it. Why would you do that? Is your country any better than Nigeria? But that is the reality. And haven't you also wondered that when some Nigerians travel outside the shores of Nigeria, they tend to behave themselves? They're always in their best character and best form. They behave in an orderly manner. If they're lucky enough to drive there, they want to obey the traffic rules as though their lives depend on it. But in Nigeria, it's an issue for you? No, it speaks volumes, really. It's really a very sad disturbing, mind-boggling, and heartbreaking, thing that we get to experience on a daily basis. How is it that you're in a moving car, you're in a moving vehicle, you just finished eating granite and you just throw the crumbs? You don't care, you're not even mindful of the fact that there is an oncoming vehicle behind you. What if it's a motorbike? What if it's a tricycle? We need to do better. Anyway, the big question I'll be asking on the Abuja Now show today is one that a number of you are probably aware of. You may have had conversations with people about this in the past, right? So this has been brought to the fore again. Now, the president of the organization for the improvement of the event of Abuja, his name is Pastor Danladi Jeji. He has expressed deep appreciation to the Arewa Consultative Forum, that's the ACF, for speaking out against the long-standing political marginalization of FCT natives and Nigerians living in the Federal Capital Territory. Now, in a statement, Pastor Jeji commended ACF for recognizing the issue of statelessness affecting FCT residents and for lending its voice to the call for equity, justice, peace, development and unity in the Nigerian Federation. He described the ACF's position as a significant step in the decades-long struggle for FCT natives to be fully recognized as equal citizens in Nigeria's democratic system. Now, while thanking the forum, Pastor Jeji urged ACF to continue standing with the FCT people by pushing for concrete political reforms. He called for the democratization of the FCT, including the right to elect a governor by 2027, just as Lagos State became Nigeria's commercial capital in 1976. FCT should be fully recognized as the political capital with equal democratic privileges. He has also appealed to the National Assembly and INEC to make provisions for the election of a governor for the FCT, the allocation of 4 senatorial seats, 1 for the city center and 3 for the wider territory, and 8 seats in the House of Representatives. Now, I can actually go on and on with what this man, Pastor Jeji, is talking about, but would like to throw the question to the listener on the other side of the radio. Whether or not you are an original inhabitant of the FCT, you are Gbagi by tribe or not, tell us what you make of this. Now, like I said before, this is one conversation that has been ongoing for decades, right? A minister or governor of the FCT, which do you recommend? And a situation where we have a governor, let's say the governor of the FCT, for example, just like this person is clamoring for, do you think it would indeed bring about the desired change that the original inhabitants of Abuja are clamoring for? Now, over time, original inhabitants of the FCT, they have been lamenting that they are marginalized. They have actually decried the state of statelessness. Is there anything like that? The statelessness of the FCT. Now, they think that come 2027, provisions should be made, for a governor to be elected in the FCT. So we're going to be having a governor of the FCT. That's if this gets, the warmest reception that it deserves. And they are also pushing for a situation where there will be allocation of 4 senatorial seats, all right, and 8 seats in the House of Representatives. How realistic are these proposals? Call us now on 09073530044 or 09087668888. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. You can also share with us observations if you have any. Maybe there is something going on around your vicinity that you think the relevant stakeholders should be aware of. Call in and let us in on what that development is all about. All right. I would like to assure you also that on this particular show, the relevant stakeholders, they are always on standby to monitor feedbacks from the residents. So if you don't call in or if you don't share some of these observations with us, they will not know, and they cannot be everywhere at the same time. So call the studio numbers now, or send a voice note or even a message, and we'll take it from there. If you have eyewitness reports, send to us as well. I would hand down the mail address, dear listener, so that you can easily send those eyewitness reports, to us. So here is the mail address for the eyewitness report. Okay. So for eyewitness reports, send us an email to eaglesfmabuja@gmail.com. eaglesfmabuja@gmail.com. Whatever it is that is going on, you could send a video clip, it could be an audio clip, or even photographs. But please, whatever it is, ensure that it is nothing but a fact. Do not share, claims that cannot be substantiated with us in form of an eyewitness report. It's very, very important, because you stand to gain nothing by misinforming or raising, false alarm. And you can also join the conversation live on YouTube and Facebook as well at Eagles FM Abuja. Yes, call in and let's hear from you what your thoughts are. And we also understand that the Minister of the FCT is en route China to have some sort of official engagement with a construction firm right there in a bid to provide, clean water, right? For residents of the FCT. And one would also recall that the president had signed a memorandum of understanding with, China sometime last year. And the FCT minister, embarking on that trip is not just to maybe suit his personal interest, but just to continue from where the president, stopped. All right. So, call in and let's hear from you. What are the observations, or what is it that is going on around you as far as you are a resident, of the FCT or in the FCT? Call in and intimate us on what is going on around you. Might I also add that security is everybody's business, and we really cannot stress this enough. I mean, every week I say this on this particular show, that as a resident, if you notice any strange movement around your vicinity, around your environment, please, the moment you start suspecting something fishy, alert the relevant stakeholders. There are police stations across the nation's capital. Reach out to them and call their attention to it. The earlier, the better. You don't have to sit and fold your arms like, oh, it's none of my business. I am not a security operative, so that should be the responsibility of security operatives. But you do know that there is something called collective responsibility. There is something called synergy. So if you're not going to synergize with the security operatives, then we might just get overwhelmed with the security challenges in the long run. But that is not our portion, all right? Yes, the numbers to call are still 09073530044 or 09087668888. These are the numbers to call, or better still, send a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. Looking at what the president of the organization for the improvement of the development of Abuja, one Pastor Danladi Jeji, is proposing. What do you think? Minister or governor of the FCT? Which do you recommend? Do you think that over time that we've had, ministers in the FCT, they've not been able to address the concerns of the original inhabitants of the FCT? And you think probably that if we have a governor who happens to be a native of the FCT, he would be able to put the concerns of these original inhabitants, on the table and address them constructively. These are some of the questions we're trying to get answers to on the show this morning. We're due for a commercial break or timeout. We just go pay some bills. When we come back, the conversation will continue, and best believe the studio lines will still be open for you to call in to share your thoughts. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, you're in luck. It's the upgrade promo from my Abuja Home Limited for their Broadwater Estate and Plot in Gwagwalada. Get 250 square meters for just 700k when you make an outright payment. That's a whopping 81% discount, or go premium with 500 square meters for only 1 million naira. That's 80% of the original price of 5 million naira. With our authentic FCT land document, you have no issues at all. We have a flexible payment plan for up to 12 months for your convenience. Get your land in Broadwater Estate, Paiko, Gwagwalada now, with green environment, accessible roads, power supply, guaranteed security, and lots more. Call or WhatsApp my Abuja Home on 0808 883 7426 0808 883 7426 or 0808 272 3824 0808 272 3824. Hurry now, promo ends soon. These opportunities also open to military personnel. My Abuja Home Limited. Affordable. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Meet the Infinix Note 50 series, defined by pioneers who push boundaries. Its ultra-resilient armor alloy metal frame design gives you that slick, top-notch style. Unlock efficiency with intelligence of the one-tap Infinix AI and circle to search anything on your phone with Google. Need power in a flash? 90 watts fast charge rockets you from 0 to 100% in 38 minutes. Exclusive deals at authorized stores. Get your Note 50 now. The Infinix Note 50 series. Pro design, pro AI.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, and we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is Abuja Now, live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Yes. And the question we're asking on the show this morning is, minister or a governor of the FCT? Which do you recommend? All right, that's the question we are asking. And this is against the backdrop of what president of the Organization for the Improvement of the Development of Abuja, Pastor Danladi Jeji, he has expressed deep appreciation to the Arewa Consultative Forum for speaking out against the long-standing political marginalization of FCT natives and Nigerians in the Federal Capital Territory. Now, it leaves us with a number of questions, and these are takeaways from what Pastor Danladi Jeji, is saying. He is calling for the democratization of the FCT, including the right to elect a governor by 2027, just as Lagos State became Nigeria's commercial capital in 1976. FCT should be fully recognized as a political capital with equal democratic privileges. At what point do you think he's trying to make right there? Do you think that electing a governor, in the FCT by Abuja natives would bring to an end the claims of marginalization against the natives of Abuja? Do you think so? And do you even really think that the FCT natives are marginalized? Call in and share your thoughts with us on 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090-9705-44 and 50. All right, and according to Pastor JG, he has reaffirmed the readiness of FCT natives and residents to participate fully in Nigeria's democratic process, describing the 2027 elections as a crucial opportunity for justice, inclusion, and equal representation. Now, he even had to quote, a part of of a part of the national anthem. All right. So, in his words, the renewed advocacy is giving FCT natives a sense of hope and belonging, allowing them to proudly declare, "Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land." In quote, FCT land, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. So it just goes to show you that the issues, the reservations of, FCT natives are quite complex. But do you think a situation whereby they elect a governor by 2027 would perhaps put to rest all of the concerns around marginalization against FCT natives? Hello, good morning to you. Yes, good morning.
Hello, yes. Good morning. My name is Patrick. I'm calling from Asokoro.
All right, Patrick, good to have you. Please go ahead.
Okay, my thoughts on this is this. The man said it very rightly because FCT belongs to these people. In as much FCT is a federal capital belonging to Nigeria, but it is their civil right for these things to be done. So I go by them giving them a governor of the state, or they make the minister should come from the native land.
Okay.
So if you must have a minister from the native land, it's going to be a very good site, or having a governor from the native land, so that these people can be really duly attended to. And the other side is that the native land, which is at the bagging in schools, they have to stand up to their rights and responsibilities, because a lot of their land is sold by them, which is very wrong.
Okay.
This is your land. Do to your right and let the right thing be done. Thank you.
All right, Patrick, thank you so much for your contribution. And I see this message on the Facebook page. This is from Majid Yusuf. It says, "I'm staying in 3rd Avenue, Gwarimpa by War College. There are some of these boys, 10 years, 11 years, and smoking weed and inhaling gum solutions. Most of the communities are scared to talk to them. They are really disturbing the community. They mostly stay opposite Chicken Republic. So please, the security should do the needful." Majid Yusuf, thank you so much for that observation. Now, this is what we're talking about, dear listener. The media cannot be everywhere at the same time. Likewise, the relevant stakeholders, let's say the NDLEA in this case or in this regard. So we rely on you heavily, to share with us some of these things that we're not aware of. And you know that the radio is such a great tool of communication and also disseminating, factual, information and news. Talking about this or drawing our attention to this, that there are boys underaged or not, there are people who are, smoking all sorts, We've just been able to call the attention of the NDLEA to this. So to the NDLEA, you're doing a lot lately, and we've over time acknowledged that fact and also appreciated the NDLEA for what they are doing, the good job they are doing. But now your attention is actually needed around 3rd Avenue, Gwarimpa by War College. All right, you might just have to beam your searchlight in that area, because it appears that there are boys aged 10, 11 and what have you, smoking all sort of things and even inhaling solutions there. So please do the needful, NDLEA. All right, and the conversation continues right here. Call us on 09073530044 or 09087668888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909-705-44 and 50. This is Abuja Now, and the big question we're asking on the show, alongside other things by the way, is a minister or a governor of the FCT? Which do you recommend? Because it appears that the original inhabitants of the FCT are aggrieved. They are feeling marginalized, and they think that come 2027, there should be provisions for them to elect a governor come 2027. And we're asking, do you think that would suffice? Do you think that would address the concerns of marginalization, of FCT natives? They are also looking at a situation where they would have 4 senatorial seats, 1 for the city center and 3 for the wider territory, and also 8 seats in the House of Representatives. Quite frankly, and quite all right, we have area councils and heading these area councils. So would it be right to say, or intelligent to even think, that these area council chairmen, they've not really been able to address the concerns and the needs of the natives of the FCT? And that's the reason why some are thinking that a lot more needs to be done, by having a governor elected by 2027. Now, these are the issues. We have the cards on the table already. Call in and share your thoughts with us. All right. 09087668888 or 09073530044, or send a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. Uche from Akamata says, good morning, Efe. I will go for a governor because if you look at the way the current FCT minister is running the affairs of the FCT, it's like a state. Therefore, I think the FCT should be given the status of a state by letting it have its governor and representatives in both upper and lower chambers in the House. Anything of this, they are being marginalized. That is the truth. That's what Uche is saying. Uche from Akamata, thank you so much for that message. All right. Okay. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello. Okay. I think that's a miss. Please do want to call back 09073530044 or 09087668888 are the numbers to call this morning to the part of the conversation. And don't forget that we are also open to eyewitness reports from you. Whatever it is that you observed around and within your locality or vicinity, please do well to let us in. And if you think it's worth talking about on radio, call in and tell us about it. All right. That way we draw the attention or call the attention of the relevant stakeholders to it, and they will take it up from here. Okay. All right. Okay. Please, if you're not getting the call line, if the reception is not really cool from your end, I think you should revert to the WhatsApp portal number. And also there are 2 studio lines here. If one does not work, I'm sure the other would. 09073530044 or 09087668888. Try any of these numbers and tell us what you make of the question we're asking on the show this morning. And if you call in and you happen to be a native of the FCT, please do well to let us in as well. Oh, my name is this and that. I'm a native of Abuja or the FCT, and this is what I think we need. It's pretty simple, because off the microphone and outside the studios, I've heard conversations really coming from these original inhabitants. They'll tell you they are marginalized, land grabbing and all of that. Their lands are being sold out to non-indigens and what have you. So the issues are really, there are many issues really on the table, but this is just an opportunity for you to call in and tell us what your grievances are. All right, that's just what the show is all about, basically. Okay. They say closed mouth is a closed destiny, right? So if you think that these issues are really very pressing and they are worth talking about, you have an opportunity to do just that right away. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, all right. So do have to call back, all right? I see this message on Facebook from Frank Adams. It says, I really do not think the name is the problem, but an overhauling of the functions is what is required. If democracy is what we are practicing, then the voice of the Abuja indigents should be heard. Thank you, or should be heard. All right, thank you so much, Frank. But you didn't indicate if you are a native of FCT or Abuja. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mama.
Yes, what's your name and where you're calling from?
I come from Cuba, from Arabo in Cuba, before Arabo Junction.
All right, what's your name?
One day,
All right, one day. Okay, are you a native of FCT or Abuja?
no, I want to report my area.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
what
right.
is to happen in my area?
Okay, please go ahead.
If you follow NEPA office, enter inside the street of where NEPA office is in Arab Road. If you follow that street, enter inside. Babambula don't allow people to rest in that area.
Okay.
There's too much in that area. If you stand for 5 minutes, they won't allow you to even make up. If you hear Babambula, Bola from down, you hear Bola from up, you hear Bola from corner, everywhere. You follow NEPA office, enter before Arab Road Junction.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for that update. One day. Thank you. Okay. Hello. Good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is Elder Boniface calling from Cuba.
Oh, good to have you, Elder Boniface. Please go ahead.
Yeah, in fact, I buy the idea that FCT should be given the governor. They should be just like Lagos, as Lagos is. Let them give them governor so that the indigenous can have the say in the government and they plan their state as they want it.
Are you an indigent?
I'm not an indigent. I'm not an indigent.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Elder Boniface, for your contribution. Okay. So you think that if they have a governor duly elected, you think the inhabitants or the indigents will have that sense of belonging and they won't be marginalized? Okay. All right, 09073530044 or 09087668888. These are the numbers to call this morning to be part of the conversation. Better still send a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 09097054450. This is Abuja Now, and we are just sharing or having a situation where people share their 2 cents on what the president of the Organization for the Improvement of the Development of Abuja, that is the OIDA, the person of Pastor Danladi Jeji, he is saying that come 2027, there should be provisions for the election of a governor right here in the FCT. And he probably thinks that the FCT natives are being marginalized, and there is need for equity, justice, peace, development, and unity in every ramification. All right, that's what he thinks. And beyond having to elect a governor by 2027, he also thinks that there should also be allocation of 4 senatorial seats, 1 for the city center and 3 for the wider territory, and 8 seats in the House of Representatives. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, madam. How are you, family?
Very well, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Sherodia Terry.
Your name is?
Sherodia Terry.
All right. Are you an indigent of the FCT?
No. I'm just a volunteer.
Okay, so where are you calling us from, please?
I'm calling from Dante.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay. FCT should be given a state
Okay.
because it's a state. even though it's a federal capital, but it should have a local government, and there are key stakeholders that they can be able to hear from the masses and know how to cope with the situation. I think that's my own opinion.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for your contribution. I know that some time ago I had a conversation on radio, but a different, fora, and I asked this question: that if FCT were to be a state, where do you think would be the capital? And the views expressed that day, they were just mind-blowing. Some were saying Utako, some were saying Wuse, some were, in fact, some were saying Asokoro, some were saying Meitama. So at the end of the day, you just be left with no other option but just to laugh out so loud. I see this message from Samuel from Kuje. He says, good morning to you, my sister Princess Adeze Omohefe 1. Thank you very much, Shai. He says, happy new month. I wish you the very same. Of a truth, Abuja is qualified to have a status of a state if the indigents will be ready to wake up and own Abuja and work for the development of Abuja. I say this because the way and manner some of them are behaving by selling lands anyhow will not help anyone at all. That is what Samuel from Kuje is saying. Samuel, thank you so much for that message. All right. And Frank has also notified me that he is not an indigent, but he resides here in Abuja. Thank you so much. It just goes to show that you are indeed concerned about the nation's capital and the original inhabitants right here. And okay, Suleiman Dan Fulani, aka the original Fulani man, not the photocopy. All right, he said, I'm just tuning in now. I don't know what the topic is all about. All right, Suleiman Dan Fulani, we're asking because someone is saying that come 2027, they should be able to elect a governor, right, as opposed to just maintaining status quo and having minister of the FCT, because he thinks that the original inhabitants, the natives of Abuja, are marginalized. And we're just asking that which do you recommend, a governor of the FCT or minister of the FCT? And should we have a governor of the FCT at the end of the day? Do you think that would indeed address the concerns of the natives of Abuja, or maybe put to rest the concerns around, them being marginalized? Hello, good morning to you.
Yes, this is the original Fulani Manasota from
Sanu de Zua.
Thank you so much, our radio princess.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, ma.
Right.
Yes, ma. You see, I'm not asked they should have a governor in FCT.
Okay.
We should have the minister, but truly they should give the individual of Abuja.
Okay.
The marginalization is too much.
All right.
You understand? Truly, if we know that yes, FCT is a capital. Maybe that is how the law or the constitution. Anybody from any state can be a minister of Abuja. But in my own, even before a senator, the House of Representatives is not indigenous of Abuja. It's just recently we see they are giving them. You understand? The senator before is not an indigenous of Abuja. The honorable member is not the indigenous of Abuja. But recently now we see most of them, the people that represent, they are indigenous of Abuja. So truly, they need to, if they want to give us a minister, let them give the individual of Abuja the minister, not somebody from any state. You understand? So me, that is my own, I think, the way I'm seeing it.
All right.
We don't need governor in Abuja, but they should give them the minister. They should find the people who are indigenous of Abuja. Let's be a minister of Abuja. Thank you so much, man.
Okay. Original Dan Fulani man, not the photocopy. You just heard from him live and direct. Thank you so much for calling. All right. And I really don't think we can go any further with this conversation, but it continues right on YouTube and Facebook. You best want to have a playback at your leisure. Leave a comment as well. We'll be more than glad to acknowledge your thought. This is a very critical question we're asking on the show today. All right. So if you missed the show from the very beginning, I'd encourage you to check us on Facebook and YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja. Simply type Eagles FM Abuja on Facebook and YouTube, and you see the channel on YouTube and also our page on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Is very important for you to also click on the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we publish, a video. All right. And on Facebook, like and follow us as well. It's very, very important. Thank you all so much for sharing your thoughts on the show this morning. I'd like to state that the views expressed on the show were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. My name is Omoife Peace Osemere, and I will be back in a short bit with Today in 60 Seconds. Good morning.